What are some of the things that you had to put on the side or lose for the love of this sport?
Dating.
Huh?
Yeah.
This is Nnalubaale Sports, the sports desk, and my name is Martin Mugambi, here with Ugandan weightlifter Shabra Mutesi. And today we are going to be talking a lot about the game of weightlifting. We had Dan Tumukunde last week, but that was a gentleman, 18-year-old Dan Tumukunde. Now it's a lady. It's a game that can be played by all genders. And they've just told me by people of all weights, including mine. I'll be glad to hear that. Shabra, how many kilos or what's the weight that you think I can carry? I'm 60 something.
60 something. Actually, you should be able to carry yourself twice.
But I can't carry half of my weight. And good to have you here. This is Nnalubaale Sports, and our adage is go local. So we speak to athletes, Ugandan athletes, internationally as well, across all sports disciplines.
Okay.
And I am personally glad to have you here.
Thank you.
But as you come in, my very first question, I barely see kids lifting weights. Because for most games, we get to play them ever since we're young. And for a sport like weightlifting, how does a girl like you get into this sport?
First and foremost, I heard you saying it's barely finding kids. Lucky enough, where I train from, we have a platform for kids. So, we bring up kids. Since for us, we entered weightlifting when we have already grown up.
Some of the positives for the nation having people like you.
Thank you. So, for us, me personally, I started weightlifting in 2019. I was in Form 3. And I'm a person of boy games. Boys, my first sport was football for 2 years. Then I started weightlifting. And I was spotted by my coach. He was like, I see a potential, you're so strong.
Who was that coach?
He's called Masakwe Ivan.
Okay.
He's a coach. He does weightlifting, bodybuilding, taekwondo, and wrestling. So he's a well-wrapped-up coach. And he spotted me. I started gymming in 2019. I started traveling in 2025.
Okay.
Till now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're still doing the sport?
I'm still doing the sport.
But talk to me about the moment where you switched. You've told me you are a footballer.
Yeah.
Was it a particular day or a series of times where you switch and say, okay, now I can take on this sport?
Actually, I was still in high school. Like I was, a newcomer in high school. So I loved football. I played it for 2 years.
Which school was that?
It was God Cares. It's in Blenga.
Okay.
So play football, could support my education because I was on bursary. So my mom was like, no, you give football a lot of time. She shifted me from that school. She took me to St. Janan. Yeah, is it in Kabalagala? Somewhere. St. Janan Loom. So from there was no football, of course. Only boys were allowed to play football, not girls. So I was like, I have to find something to do.
You have to find a sport.
Yeah, sport to do, because I'm not a person who's going to sit there with doing nothing. I loved sports from way down. So when I had my holidays, I spotted a gym, and I could take time, observe, because by that time...
At school or within the community?
Within the community where I stay. Lucky enough, where I stay is where the gym is. So, it's on a road, so you could easily see them working out. And by then, it was only boys working out. No girl was working out. I saw the boys, and I'm like, it seems these weights are light. Why is it that it's the boy doing? I'm not seeing any female. So I was like, let's give it a try. I picked the interest there and then. So I started. As you know, the first days are always hard. You're meeting people saying, now that one is carrying weights, won't you beat the boys, You be muscular, you be like a boy and stuff. So I gave it time. Yeah. And guess what happened? My mom was like, you're going to die. She grounded me for 2 weeks.
Why would she say that?
She saw me lifting heavy weights for the very first time. She grounded me for 2 weeks. I sneaked. She found me working out. Then she was like, let it be. If it's what you want, I'm not stepping in your way. So I worked hard without, because by then I had not started supplements. So I was spotted in 2024. I was given my flight in 2025. I had to go to Turkey. It was my first international platform.
Okay.
And
how was the feeling? Talk to me about that journey from the flight.
I was nervous since it was my first time to be on that plane.
Who breaks the news to you that you're going to be part of the team, you're traveling to Turkey?
It was my coach, Masakwe Ivan.
Tell me about that moment.
He was like, you know what? It's a breakthrough. You're having a flight. Mentioned the date. Told me what I wanted. Because I didn't even know what I should pack. I knew nothing about flight, games, ABCD. So the first thing he did, he got me weightlifting shoes that I had to use when I reached. So it was like, you're flying in the night. So that day, I remember even I slept at the gym. I didn't go back home.
And from being a newcomer to the whole idea of even traveling, please tell us about what transpired in the tournament.
Actually, since it was my first international platform, I was nervous. Because you could look in the crowd, you don't see any black person.
Any black person.
Any black person. Though, when you travel, of course, the first days you make friends from different countries. So I had a friend from Nigeria. She was the only person screaming my name in the whole crowd. I was nervous, sweating. I remember even I cried. I was lifting, but tears were rolling.
Nervousness?
My coach was not there. I was alone. I had no one to guide me. Do this, do that. It was really so traumatizing on my side. But thank God I did well, and I was given another chance to travel.
To where this time?
I traveled to Egypt. Then I traveled to Morocco, where I won 3 medals, 2 silver and 1 gold.
So you only needed 3 trips?
Yes.
To start seeing some gold?
Yeah. Actually, yeah. Because the 3rd trip is where I won the medals. And I was ranked the 2nd in female, actually. And that time I had traveled with Danton, and it was his first flight. It was his first flight. He was also nervous. I was the one to stand in for him.
Okay.
Yeah.
But how did life change, or how did your side of things change from the flight to Turkey, then going on to win your medals? What were some of the changes or adjustments you made after seeing what had happened back in Turkey?
After seeing what had happened, I knew I had to train more. I knew I need to add in effort, because you could find a person, she's weighing 55, but she's lifting 100 plus. And you're weighing 57, you're lifting less than her. Sometimes, these games, they give point according to the age, body weight, and the weights
that you're carrying.
So by then, I was like, you know what? I need to pull up my sockets. Yes, I'm doing well, but I'm not doing better.
Yeah.
So I came back, I trained. I had to go in Ghana, but by then I was in Form 6. I had to sit for my exams.
For the All Africa Games?
Yes, All African Games. I had to go, but I had to sit my exams. So I missed that flight. Now, here the chance is locating me again. I'm traveling for other games in Egypt.
That's your next adventure now?
Yeah.
How prepared are you for that?
Very prepared.
What have you been doing, or what are you doing between now and then?
Training, supplementing, of course. We supplement ourselves.
Okay, and you say you had to sit out the All Africa Games to do your papers.
Yeah.
How does it feel balancing school and this sport? I've seen some pictures of you back at school, and it's like a party, man. Everyone is celebrating. What's the experience?
That time I was from Morocco.
Mm.
Yeah. So, first of all, balancing both is a little bit hard. How? you'll find time, because I was in a boarding section, so I had to leave school, come back home, train, and I used to walk. Come back to school, you have evening preps, you have morning preps. So lucky enough, I had favor from the HM. So, he was like, I've never seen any girl doing this weights, what. So he suggested they bring in weights in the school. So
just because of you?
Yeah. So I don't move. I was moving. So
that's a big decision. Which school is that?
Kakungulu Memorial.
I believe it's not just bringing weights within the school, but that was changed. Yeah, what were some of the things that were done because of your success at Kakungulu?
I was the pioneer
of the sport.
Yes, of the sport. I was the pioneer, so I was given a full bursary from 6. And I also encouraged other girls to join weightlifting. And lucky enough, there is a girl who is doing weightlifting, Shabra. So I'm Shabra, she's Shabra. So she joined it because of where she could come. Like, hey, I love what you're doing and I want to be like you, but what should I do? I gave her brief notes. Lucky enough, now she's appearing. Her weights are being, seen by, some people, and they're seeing her promising. Because with time, we are going to retire. Of course.
You're too young to start talking about retirement.
I'm too young, but I have to give back.
Yeah.
So I'm doing this for some good years. Then I will have to leave the sport. I also need to create a family for myself.
You mentioned something quite interesting. Is it a challenge for you as a woman in sport to raise a family, do what the society expects of you, have kids in such a sport? I don't know. I don't think it's really possible to do this while you're pregnant or what.
Okay, we have lifters who compete while they are pregnant, but the pregnancy has to be not yet, when it hasn't come out.
First trimester?
Yeah, I think. But, it's risky. Anything can happen. Yeah. Due to the belts that we normally tie ourselves, they are tight. Yeah. And, you can damage the baby. So, a woman, the moment you give birth, you lose a lot of energy. So it's hard for you. You can come back. But
I think not just the energy, but even focus would have changed. Yeah.
You have a baby to take care of. You have a lot of responsibilities. The kid is sick, blah, blah. It's a lot.
And personally, what are your plans for that?
I'm expecting to give birth in 2035.
That's not so soon. It's about 9 years away.
9. I need like 10 years away.
You still need 10 years within the sport?
Because I need to be somewhere. Actually, I have this vision. I need to have a billboard where I'm like, oh, that's me. That's me in my days. Yeah. I love it when girls in Uganda start weightlifting. Many of the girls, they fear it because they know, of course, you're going to change. You're going to be having some muscles. I do have muscles and I'm okay with it. I love my body, Whenever I look myself in the mirror and I'm seeing my muscles, I'm like, yeah. I'm seeing my packs, I'm like, yeah.
What are some of the things that you had to put on the side or lose for the love of this sport?
Dating.
Huh?
Yeah.
Please explain that to me. And why does it come that quick?
Dating is a lot pressure, and I hate pressure because I'm short-tempered. Anything can happen. So, okay, for us, when you have intimacy, you can't lift weights because, you've made use of the back and stuff. So you lose it all. You lose the energy. And me dating, actually, I don't want anything that to drive me out. I had one, and this person was like, you know what? If you think you love me, you have to quit. I was like, bruh, my mom has never told me to quit who I am. So from that day, I was like, dating is not for me. I will date when I think I need it, but I don't need it at the moment.
You say when you go intimate, you can't do weights.
Yeah, the back loosen up.
This sport is not mine. I can't do it.
No, actually, let me tell you one thing. You can have intimacy and rest for 3 days. But with those 3 days, you have to be having a supplement, like creatine, of which it's a challenge at times. Because creatine, the smallest thing, is 180.
And I need 3.
And you need creatine, you need glutamine, you need C4. C4 is 180, glutamine is 120, creatine is 180. So it's so expensive. So to be on a better side, you'd be like, let me sacrifice intimacy because I'm not financially stable to spend like almost $500,000 just like to get 3. And actually, it's not only 3 teams. Need more than like 3, 4, 5.
Wow.
Need recovery. It's a lot.
I'm telling you, that's a huge sacrifice because you know at the back of your mind you want a family, you want to. But for now, you're sacrificing that.
Yeah.
Talk to me about your work. We're at Miss Steele Hotel, and you've told me you're a gym instructor here.
Yes.
How do you get into this?
You know, as I was doing weightlifting, I also took a course. I did a course of fitness. I did a course of dieting and human health. So, you know, any gym instructor, of course, you need to be having something about dieting and fitness.
Because it's very key for you.
Yeah, because you'll have a client and she has to explain her diet and you need to advise her. You need to give her diet to follow. So you can't advise anyone without that knowledge. So I was doing my weightlifting journey as well as learning in the night. You know, I could make use of my phone. I learned. Though I learned online, also, so I got my certificate.
Lesson learning. Don't worry, I've done about 5 courses from there.
Good. So you know, then I had a friend, you know, so I branded myself as a coach. I could go attend parties where coaches meet, get connections. So before coming in here, I was at Hotel International. So this person called me and was like, there is a gig. They need a trainer and a female trainer. You know, it's hard getting a female trainer nowadays, and female trainers are so expensive. Whereby you will find most of the gyms that are having male trainers like 5, you know, and but female, it's rare. So I came in, I started working here in January.
This year?
Yeah, this year.
And for the various athletes I've talked to that work as well, because I know a number of Ugandan athletes have 9 to 5 jobs because you need to survive, and our sport sometimes doesn't pay that much. Just like when you have a family, it is very key for your game.
Yeah.
But for people who are holding jobs, their employers are very, very vital in their careers.
Yeah.
And if they support you, how does your employer, Miss Steele Hotel, support you in this career or your journey?
Lucky enough, I brought it on the table. I told them what I do, and they bought the idea. I give thanks to my GM, my general manager. He played a very, 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 like, I don't know how to say it, a very good job to me being here. Because he's the person you talk to and you're like, I'm having trials. And he's like, okay, it's fine. You can go. You need days to rest? I get days to rest. So me, I work for only 8 hours a day. So I can calculate if I'm going to come at work at 2 p.m., early in the morning, I have to wake up, I go work out, I train for almost like 3 hours to 4 hours. I relax for some few hours, I come here and work. If I'm here early in the morning, I'll leave by 2 p.m. So the rest of the time, I go home, I train. So actually, they give me that space and
the liberty to practice.
To practice, and they also support. They support all workers here because they know there is life after Miss Steele.
Yeah.
When I'm done with Miss Steele, of course, I do personal training at different gyms. Like Serenity, Afro Park, any. It depends where the client wants.
Okay, and is this the only thing you do that brings in money to your pockets?
No, I have my small businesses. I create my small business. So I have businesses running. I'm a farmer, actually. I have goats. You know? I have other businesses that bring in cash.
Okay, and I understand you've represented the country quite a number of times. But is that your goal? When I was talking to Dan, he told me his goal is to probably play and win medals at the Olympics.
Yeah.
Because according to what you've told me, you've made huge sacrifices for this sport. And at the end of the day, I trust you want to look back and say it was all worth it?
Yeah.
What would make you say that number of years? You said maybe 2035 you want to have quit. In 2035, what would make you proud of living this life?
You know, in everything you do, of course, you look 5 steps ahead.
Yeah.
Me, even I didn't have this that, let me go do weightlifting, I'm going to be on the plane. I went there to compete with the boys. Me, I have this in mind, what a man can do, a woman can do. So I didn't go there just to go and train, compete, extra now. So
You didn't come to settle for mediocrity.
you know, I hate it when a man stands into a female and, you know, demoralize her. No, I hate it.
Are there people who do that to you?
Yeah, they do. Before I started weightlifting, you know, a guy could come, stand, you know, ABCD, but now they fear because they know I'm something. Be like, the moment you go into her, something may happen. So, you know, I gain the respect. So, of course, I want to win medals, and I need to inspire women. Weightlifting is not all about having muscles. I'm slim, but even you can't even imagine that I'm doing more than my body weight. So, as I told you, I need to pass somewhere, and I'm seeing my billboard. Then I'm like, yeah, it was me in 20-something. So I need to inspire. I need to be on Olympics. I need to be my face to surface there very many times. I need some countries to shiver when they hear my name. If she's coming to compete, oh my God. Like Kenyans. I'm sorry for the Kenyans. They fear me. They fear me.
And what stage of your career do you see yourself at now? Because you've mentioned your goals. Tough ones. Honest, but where are you now?
I'm not yet there. I'm not yet there, according to what I want. I'm not even a quarter way there. A lot is needed. A lot. So I can't say I'm seeing myself somewhere right now because I'm not yet there, according to what I want.
What do you think could get you there?
Support.
What kind of support?
Sponsors. You know, sometimes affording these supplements, it's really a tug of war.
What's the most expensive thing for you in your sport? What's the biggest expenditure for you?
It's $500,000.
Spending on supplements?
On supplements only. And moreover, getting the smallest quantities.
So supplements are way more expensive than gym?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here, the gym you can pay 20,000.
And access it?
And access it.
But for supplements?
You won't get a scoop of 20,000 in supplements. So you understand? So supplements are way expensive. Very expensive.
Okay. And you've told me where you want to go with this sport, but in your upcoming tournaments, all the ventures that you're heading into now, for now, what are you doing to prepare much more for that? I know you've told me you're training, but to be more specific, what does your schedule look like? Have you changed something within it to train more, do something?
Actually, I haven't changed much, but I've changed. Let me say I've tried to expand on the time I give to my training, because you know, whenever we are having a trip or competitions, our coach organizes a particular workout, a specific workout. So you know that workout is so effective. You'll find yourself losing weight, getting so exhausted. Because it's a lot. And when you work out that particular workout and you're not supplemented, it's hard for you to always go to the climax. Because you know your body can be so worn out. So just all I can say is that I train. It's really worth it because, you know, I don't know where I would have been if
you are in training. But you talk about inspiring girls. It's something that you want very bad, because even in your previous interviews you talk about it. And what do you want maybe fans journalists, administrators, anyone in particular, what would you want us to change about how we see women in sport? Because it's the Women's Month as well, very much. But what would you want, even if it is society, to change about women's sport or women in sport?
First of all, I would like the sport to be sported. You know, weightlifting is not so sported like football.
You mean in terms of coverage for
Yes,
journalists?
coverage and finance. Because you can find out we are having a trip, yes, we are having a competition, but you can find out when they're only taking one athlete.
Because of finances?
Finance, yeah. So I would love it if the game is sported. And when it's a woman in it, you know, actually, weightlifting is very hard. It's very hard and so risky. So if a woman decides to go in for that sport, that means she has left everything behind. She's ready to take the risk.
Besides yourself, your goals, winning medals and having impact, billboards, where would you want to see the sport, especially for women? You've told me you're a game changer. You've introduced the game to Kakungulu Memorial, your school. But for the nation now, where would you want the sport to be?
I would like the sport to be on a level whereby here Uganda is coming to compete. Every country is shaking. Like us, we may hear some countries is and we're like, oh my God, you know. So I would like it, you know. Back then, most of the countries didn't know that Uganda had females doing weightlifting. And they were surprised to see me in Turkey. Like, they brought a baby.
A baby.
A baby. I was so small by then. Very small. So, you know, I need them to fear when Uganda is coming, they shake.
You say you were small. What are the weights that you carry now? What's the maximum for you?
Right now, I'm in 90 kilograms, aiming at 105.
And what are you weighing yourself?
I'm weighing 57. I'm weighing 57. So, you know, it's hard. But as I've said, you have to sacrifice. You give in a lot financially. Right now, I don't have any sponsor that can sponsor my supplementation, food.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
it's something you would wish for.
Yeah, I would love it if someone says, hey, it's okay, I'll cover this. Because at my age, I have a lot to bills to pay, a lot to take care, you know. Actually, I'm the only child that my mom has. So I have a lot on my shoulders. Supplementing myself, covering up my bills, covering up my parents' bills. So it's hectic.
You talk about your mom a lot.
I love her so much.
How much of an impact is she in your career?
I don't know, 100%. She's a big support, actually. Although she knew I'd sacrificed my life to go in for weightlifting, because she saw me one day fainting while I was doing weightlifting, but she was like, it's okay. She's like, you know, even
she
though...
encouraged you to go back.
She encouraged me. Even though I'm short on, like, with income, she funds. She's like, you're less by how much? She adds in.
So she's more of your number one fan and funder as well.
Yeah.
And I understand any athlete's dream, all athletes' dreams are to go to the Olympics.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic tournament. And I'm sure your dreams are way bigger than that.
Yeah.
But we do have Olympics coming up and maybe other versions of the Olympics or other tournaments of the Olympics that are coming up. Maybe not now, but for the coming Olympics in the future. Is it something you would wish for, and are you planning?
Why did you say not now? Because me, I'm seeing myself on that platform.
Do you want to do the next Olympics?
Of course. I'm there on that Olympic platform.
Okay.
I'm seeing myself there. Actually, on Saturday 4th next month, I'm having my final trials in Ginger.
Okay.
Then from there, I have a trip to Egypt. Then from there, I have Olympics to attend to. So don't say not now.
You want it now?
I want it now.
What are your hopes?
It's now or
when you go
never.
there?
Of course, I will be somewhere. I know girls in my category, when they see me, although they have seen me performing before, but right now, if they see me, of course, some of them will get sick.
All right. Good to have you here. I'm very glad to have this conversation with you. but just in case you would wish to say one more word before we leave the stage.
Before I say ciao or bye, I would like most of the gyms to employ us who do weightlifting, and especially women who are in that category or field of personal training, weightlifting, or bodybuilding. I would love to see a woman achieving something, though some stuff are meant or they are seen to be like for men, but not really. Not everything is seen to be for a man. I'm doing weightlifting on international platforms. At my slim, slim body age, I'm young, though age age doesn't matter, but I'm young and single, but not searching. So I would love it if the government steps in, support us women, support us petite ladies to see, okay, to achieve something. Me, I would love to achieve something. I need to achieve land through weightlifting, you know, travels and ABCD, buildings, businesses, of course, because I won't be calling someone to support me. Right now, I'm one-man army, but I would like to call upon people to come and support us. As I've said, the most challenge I get is supplementing myself, due to the supplements are so way expensive, very expensive. And you know, they also play a very big role in the sport, to see that I'm now representing the country, and also the sport to be sported out like other sports. Because you may find football is way far better sported, but weightlifting is not supported that much. You'll find when you're having competitions and you have to be like having like 3 athletes appear, but here you only see one athlete. So if they take the male, female won't be represented.
All right, that's the story of Ugandan weightlifter Shabra Mutesi. Went to the game as a high school student just to challenge boys, nothing else, to challenge boys and do whatever they were doing in the gym. But after just 3 tournaments, she managed to bag a couple of awards or golds or medals, as you might wish to say. And now she's aspiring to play at the Olympics and have an impact, a huge impact, sacrifice a number of things, including dating, but hopes to as well have a family. She now works at Mistul Hotel as a gym instructor, where she says the bosses or her employers are very, very supportive in her career. Thank you very much for following Nnalubaale Sport. This is the Sports Desk. I am Martin Mugambi. Let's go local.